Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 Harran here on the Lord Master channel. And how do you like my new hat? Pointing this out here. Well, I added two mods during the middle of this series, only because there was this one mod, or two in fact, that I could have used off the very start had I waited a few more days, but I decided no, let's do the recording this series now. And now right in the middle of this playthrough, decided I had two of them. One is the Community Flavor Pack CFP and the CFP and EP Comp Patch, which is the thing that everybody was waiting on, myself included. I'm guilty of that. So that way, you can see, these type of fashions. So I thought, well, this is rather good timing to implement this mod, because we have a new ruler who began his rule since he was 1 year old. Yep, he was a year old, because the previous ruler who was female, died at age 21. Died in childbirth, which never, ever happened to me in the history of me playing Crusader Kings, playing as a female ruler. That's never happened to me until this very series run. She had a lot of potential too, but she was melancholic, and she had one child, and she was due to give birth to another, but she died and the child was stillborn, so they were both dead as a result, which is very, very tragic. And now, this young man here, Amira Babaeus is his name. Babaeus, named after the great warrior Babaeus Hozai, who was which I believe he was one of the old guard during the era of Thabit and Sinan, if I remember correctly. But yes, that's fast, and so we named it in honor of the great Syriac warrior. So hopefully he can pick up what was started by his grandfather and what his mother could have been. And so here we are now in Harranu. He is alone in this family. He has no parents, no living grandparents. The living members of House Al-Harrani is 9. And so right now, in order to, well, spread this dynasty, there are those who haven't been betrothed yet. What are you doing up in Smolensk? Get down here. I need you here. Okay. And obviously, Ba Kamala. He's my bodyguard. He kept me alive during this time. And it is right time for you to get married. Again, he's kinsman. So it doesn't matter who marries off to, as long as it's somebody with, good genetic traits. I just simply want to spread the dynasty. Not necessarily to other lands, but just the living members, just to increase that renown. Again, we're just going to rebuild it from the ground up. Even though I have no heirs myself. Jeremiah, which I guess that's a variation of Jeremiah. You also need to be married. Just look for ones with genetic traits. Like this one. Well, I don't know about that regarding age, so... No, hold on. Somebody with genetic traits at a reasonable age. Plus, you may never know, because, regarding, chances of death by childbirth, So take that into consideration. I mean, yeah, there's chances that you'll be born low, but don't care. And plus potential to bring some talented female character in with high intrigue. That's another thing you gotta look for a fellow kin. My aunt, who is married to the Caliph himself. Yes, our next door neighbor is the Sunni Caliph. She was disinherited, and she has no means of inheriting except for the claimants of Zahumia, Pagania, and Zelangora. Basically areas of modern-day Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina. Knowing who married Alteria's like Philippos, chieftain of Niki. Where? Oh, way down there. Way down in sub-Saharan Africa. Too far away to interact. And of course, my shaman. Who was the one that raised me, he was my guardian. Kamal has been one of the good ones. In fact, ever since the beginning, with Thabit Bar, it's Kamala and Mina are the two last living children of my great-grandfather. And they're both doing poor health. So it does feel like the old era is coming to pass, and we are the next generation. I mean, look at us. 37, 58. A good portion of us are in our teens and 20s, and a few mid-30s. So it does definitely feel like a new generation of sorts. And I am another. So, in the last episode, trying to think, as pretty good. I'm gonna be pretty distracted today, to be honest, because one, I slept fine. I didn't sleep well. I mean, I slept fine. Let's just say it's related to my real life, that I'm recording on a certain day, July 8th to be exact. I'm recording on July 8th. I'll record this video on. And there's some people I know in real life that are meeting a very famous certain somebody. I won't name any names, and I'm feeling very, very happy for them. And I did not have the chance to meet this famous person, but a good part of me says, you know what, I think you should be glad you didn't, because you didn't want to deal with the travel. Because I have anxiety and I have a bit of a motion sickness when it comes to long distance travel by car. So I just did not want to come to that certain meet and greet event where I didn't want to come in feeling like heck. And then you meet this person you've been wanting to meet for a few years now, since you've been introduced to that. And so yeah, I don't know why I decided to address this here on this video. It's a little personal thing with me, all right? I just couldn't help myself. So again, I'm just happy. Just happy for everybody who took part in that. But mind you, I'm not the jealous type. No. After 30 years of living, I'm quite happy with what I do lately, especially in real life. And of course, doing these videos here and all the videos in the Lord Master channel, that's just a small part of what makes me a very interesting person. Now, let me take a drink and we'll get this show over with. Now, Amir Babaeus Bar Farida. This is his full name. He is diligent, cynical, and compassionate. And he also is a skilled tactician with the commander trait of Forder, which at least helped travel a bit faster. But that man, he was not as skilled as his mother, but she could have had a lot of potential, but she could never live up to that potential now. So now it's up to me to, first, one, do what my grandfather could have not done had he not been killed by bandits, and what my mother could have done as well. But now I must carry on a legacy, and if I fail, that's the end of this lineage here, and that's going to go to my cousins and the others, to take up the task. Especially those that have claims on it. So now, first things first. Reinforce relations with so-called communities, which will be the steppe community this time. And then, I mean, we may have a strong military right now, but we decided to increase the size of the Lightfootmen, and we'll be bringing in some of their cavalry here to bolster it. And since I have a pretty good, you know, learning as of late, I'll write a scholarly treatise. I'm eager to get started on that. And yeah, let's divine the stars. Wonder what the stars will say during the early part of my reign. And now here's another question regarding invite debutantes. Are there any good looking women that I may potentially just marry? Even though I should be looking for alliances, but you could say, hey, stick around, you might be my concubine, luckily enough. Speaking of which, I need someone, doesn't matter if you're inheritable or not, with alliance power, with someone that lives near here. Philistine. Of course. This is part of Armenia. Yeah, vassalage of Armenia. Daughter of the Immersion. You are patient, humble, and brave. Content adventurer. I mean, the intrigue will always be my weak point. But it's always good to have more stewardship. I'm just going for more learning education towards it, so that's good. Yeah, I got a lot of time. I know I said to myself, Self, don't do any more grand weddings, but I'm sorry, I couldn't resist because there are some benefits to having grand weddings, such as a potential alliance. Not necessarily the one we're making, but negotiated ones. If you made one of the neighboring entities of it here, and then maybe we'll think that. So, it'll be a betrothal. Once she turns 16 in about 5 years. Yes, 5 years. And then I'll see to it I can get enough money for a grand wedding, because I'm planning on spending it a whole lot right now. Because I really want to prove to myself to the whole world. Because my prowess isn't as good as it really should be. So I thought I should just hold a tournament over there on. What the? That's a lot for an average cost if you were to go up all the way. Even though I don't plan on doing that. Also, tell me again, what reduces what? Archery contest, reduced cost. Your reduced cost for hosting grand tournament in general. Prowess and martial. Oh, I see now. Because we passed through eras, like we're in the early medieval, you can hold 2 contests now. Okay then. So that means tournaments will be a little longer than usual. So I get it now. So 1, this is late antiquity, early medieval, high medieval, late medieval, and whatever other traditions, as it says, you can progress the next era, or it has an effect on traditions. Like, say, if you're French, you can hold so many damn contests. Although Syriac does not have the required tradition to do melee tournaments. Knockout, knockout. 4 games knockout. Horse race is a race. Well, knowing that I'm a man of martial and prowess, I'd like to do these things early on. Okay, 1 second. Let's just put it over in Rasa. That's where the tournament will be. Just to reduce the cost of holding it. So we're gonna do wrestling and duel. So that's 200 gold already, which I'll participate in both. Don't need to spend on anything. And already it's way expensive, so. Wrestling and duel. Locations, barracks, fine prizes. Okay, then, we'll just raise the money then. There are ways, such as raiding, which will do that in a couple of months. Because Byzantium is still under civil war, Liberty War, which they are winning. What do y'all have up there regarding gold? Not much. The place has been raided. How about the land of the Karamites? Only the bordering regions have been looted. Maybe we can raid that. Because I know they got plenty of loot due to their development. Oh yes. So let's wait a couple then. So stop spending so much money, alright? What you should do instead is to, you know... So, okay, let's get up to 600 gold. Tabitha, alright, now that you're here, that you are my aunt. Since my aunt's already married off. Because I do have the cow as an ally, so... And Miraval Bazar, who's currently on the pilgrimage to the Hajj, yes. He's having a Hajj pilgrimage. And he rules from there. So I had to be one of his other wives. That will do. So there you go, now you got 2 alliances. Talented debutantes have been gathered from across the realm and presented you. After careful consideration, the court has come to a consensus that the most qualified to join the court would be among Duvsha, Nahara, or Sani. Duvsha is the most worthy. Stick around. Look forward to the promised grand wedding. Oh, don't you worry. We'll be holding this big old tournament. And we'll be making more income through these. I've spent many nights looking up at the night sky, tracking the movements of the celestial bodies. Over time I noticed a pattern. And after days of analysis, I am now confident in my prediction. The signs are clear. It's time to heal wounds and make new friends. Again? Just like the last time. So just wait until it's fully reinforced. And then we'll be done for. And then we'll get to a raid in for some happy time. Yeah. Who's proposing what? Pay ransom. Pay to me. Oh, yes. I forgot that I still have prisoners to ransom. $580. Remember that number. Sudden shock. I've ridden, taken aim, and struck so many times I thought nothing could upset my rhythm. As I take yet another gallop down the practice range, a commotion I cannot fully see makes my horse rear up. For an instant, momentum keeps me pinned to the back of the horse and starts singing. Then as the time's flowing slow, I could feel myself becoming dislodged. Oh boy. Calm down, boy. Calm down. I'm thrown hard to the hard-packed ground. The pain of the impact rushed through every bone in my body. The stable boy was running just a little too late. Damn animal! All better now. Thank you, Sivat. Maniac horse. It's raiding time. And you know what? Let me lead for once. Whenever the opportunity comes up. If I cannot lead, then what am I doing here then? Any reasons why I cannot? I mean, I'm not bound by other things. Oh, one moment. Am I the designated regent? No. But I'm amongst the powerful vassals, obviously. Okay, fine then. For anybody that tries to fight the VIET battles, at least you have this man for it. Well, always the first place to raid is there, and then we'll work our way to the very developed part of modern-day Azerbaijan. You think it's the betrothals what's preventing me to lead? Or I have to sit here and just come, I don't know. I'm sure there's something, but I'll have it rectified. Thank you for converting. "27 years, 15 months, 15 months. Antiquarian. Kamala died of old age at 68. We'll miss you. She was one of the good ones. Alright, let's begin. My friend died. Died in childbirth. 20. She didn't have ill health, so it didn't matter. Of course, my mother was melancholic. Friends I knew since childhood dying on me, that's just a bad feeling. But we gotta press on. We just gotta carry on. I'm reminded of something else. What's the cultural acceptance between us and the Levantine? 22. Local saints. I gotta be open-minded because I would love to have a hybrid culture with them. Whereas I could add 2 more traditions. Let me see. And one of the things I would love to have back again is philosophical. While strolling my capital in the company, mentioned the subject, she said, well, nagging for some time. It soon became clear that war does worry about the pressure of various factions of my realm might external me to some of the costly general states in order to discuss the matters of long-term policy concerning everyone. In the knowledge that this request will only be voiced if my treasure supports this venture. It is clear from my political point of view that I will reap additional rewards in terms of prestige and chance of success if I'm the one taking a decision to assemble the estates of the realm instead of reacting to the faction's demands. As I have been warned, my gustral stuff claims that our mind's now at rest. Thank you for the worry. Where is it? Philosophical culture. Yes, philosophical culture. That's the one I would like to have again. But you need this amount of prestige for starters. Anyways. Assemble the estates of the realm. You know how much that costs? I'll do that within a few years. Get off my back. These are 2 holdings here. 2 holdings there. And the big prize. I'm on my way to the temple one morning when I run into Dorina, who is carrying a small bag. Glancing around, she conspiratorially opens it, revealing all sorts of foods and drink. It is such a beautiful day. Come join me outside for a morning picnic, she says. As I'm starting to protest and I'm on the way to the temple, Dorina interrupts. The one will still be there later, but these pomegranate cakes won't. The one is more important than breakfast. What if I don't? Bring it. I'll say no, and I would like to see you try. and attempt to imprison me. Because if you don't, then there's going to be a war of tyranny. And me and my allies will get rid of you. A tree above me sways gently. Its shadow is caressing my face. Nearby, I hear the water quietly running down the fountain below. Birds chirp and the insects buzz. Yes, when I sit in the garden and relax, I feel closer to the one, as if I could see all the nature before me, from the desert warmth to the ocean breeze. Also, it's a good place to take a nice nap. Gold for piety. My pious shaman came to me recently to share the plans his religious peers across the world have regarding the improvements of our holy sites, right here in Harran, obviously. As it stands, every ruler of our faith is set to contribute with an amount of gold to finance the construction of more infinite structures. Now the question is, how shall I proceed? Oh, as a cynic, I'll say I refuse to provide the gold, even though I said the one is more important. But don't worry. There'll be more gold where that comes from. Oh, it looks like they're getting some resistance. See how big that resistance is. We shall meet in battle. Right here on the plains, even ground. It would be a defensive battle if we stay here and fight in the wetlands, but movement's already locked. Too bad I can't be there. They have better men-at-arms counter. Devious connotations. Still a young adult, and while growing up, I discovered some disturbing sexual tastes about myself. These feelings and tastes, summarily shunned by society, are too strong for me to refrain. Even if I know that it'd be revolting among my most peers and servants, nevertheless, knowing about the risk, I indulge into these forbidden pleasures as much occasions arise. A closely guarded secret. Egads, I'm a sexual deviant. Even on patrol. Army eliminated. Oh yeah, we gotta get back sooner or later. Still got a good amount of gold. So there'll be a few holdings to raid and then we'll get back home. Because we got enough money to start that tournament. And then we start saving up money for the wedding. And then, among other things. My jester, known for fantastically entertaining insults, as it happens standing face to face with my courtier, Vinesh. I am just in time to hear a particularly scathing roast. You brash whore and vile boar, your bothersome nature and wickedness are legendary. I had a perfectly wonderful evening with good company. Up until now, you Jezebel. It says, as if possessed by evil demon. Vinesh, his face is red. She knows I'm watching, so he manages some pained laughter. That was a good roast. A very good roast indeed. Now raid Baku, then we'll raid this, and then that, and then we get back, because it does take some couple of months to get back here. The Caliph is dead. The Caliph is of a child. I have finished writing the treatise on a scholarly topic, which hopefully is another worthy Harranian contribution to learning. It is my hope that the knowledge I expounded upon my work will be a benefit to humankind, at the very least. It should bring me some fame and renown among the scholarly circles in the region. This is the Harranian treatise on images and visions. A treatise on various esoteric topics and mysticism, written by a Harranian scholar named Babaeus. It was hard work. Send out copies to some others. You need that. Damn, I need all these things. Keep that book around in case you're sick or something. Captured the Mufti. So I need to raid these two holdings and then we'll be golden. In fact, I think it would be more than enough. You know, go over there instead. Just bypass it. Just raid here because it takes less time instead of a fortified one. And then we gotta get back home. With all the gold we'll compile. And then we'll hold that tournament. This grand tournament. Right, get back home. Quickly. This is the quickest way. We'll be there 9 months, and it'll begin within those months. So by the time you get the gold here, you deal with these peasants over there. Strong. Remember, it's not inheritable, but hey, it's good to know. I am the senator. I always wondered, how did she live so long? Was she that lucky? Did she know health very well? Who knows? Is the Sunni Caliphate title gone? No. It holds Kurdistan. Not this. Thank you. Ashurba Batama. We'll definitely have a lot of money left over. And just in time, before you even think about taking part in tournaments, increase your prowess a little bit. And also the foot trait will also help. Be having over 100 gold by the end of this. You've been burned for your oppressive laws for far too long. No more. We are done paying you taxes. Once your coffers drop and your larders are empty, you will wish you treat us more fairly. Never. A peasant's lot is to serve their lord. Come on, hurry up. Thought I saw somebody else. Going to my capital. Of course you would. Now here comes the money. We'll hold it as soon as we rid of them. Actually, you will be recruited because I see talent in you. You may not like me for this. You can... It's like, yeah, you'll like me even less. But trust me when I tell you, man's compassionate. He'll never try to, go against me. You could serve as as a part of my retinue. Right, now let's hold that big tournament over in Upper Kabul. Which is again, wrestling and duel. This is what happens when you go for the max of everything. But we can only go as far as find prizes. Unless you want to reduce that a little bit. Where event weightings are unaffected. And just go with good prizes where prize hierarchies will be master, work, famed, or illustrious. So, it could be anything. For anybody who wins the damn thing all the way. And I'm very much willing to, you know, spend for all that. And who would be my champion? Because the problem is, all of you are a bunch of old heads. And I would love to win the thing. Which is, again, something I'm trying to prove to myself. Yeah. Just love to take part in both. Don't have time for that. So during this tournament, like, we will have the wrestling and the duel, and then after all that's said and done, and then we're gonna raid again to start raising money for a grand wedding. So promised it. Fresh faces alert, the members of my entourage are eager to get going to the grand tournament competition I'm hosting in Upper Cover. We will go there and we will be victorious. Showing our wealth and prestige to all my esteemed guests isn't such a terrible perk either. I suppose we must. Get her 15 months, and this land will be Harranian. Just like here. And maybe we'll try to do the same over there. But Order will be a little hard pressed because of that culture, that the county conversion resistance. So maybe perhaps you could promote that culture to change that to Syria. What you think about? Okay, that should be a good idea. Basically kick the Assyrians out, and we'll have Syriacs move in. So that way we can convert this area a little faster. So in the meantime, go chicken, go faster! I hear a man's voice echo across the grounds. I look up to see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a black bolt of lightning. Soon enough it swoops down toward the vision. Ah, you must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her. She's thick as you. An angry Lulu shouts, with the winner looking smug. I don't have time for this. One intimate guest has arrived. This is the Duke. Yeah. After 40 days, I'll visit. You can, okay. Let me go to this here temple. I take a moment to myself in the small temporary Harranian of Upakabu. Roma stands a respectful distance away. Pondering in the presence of the gods, I find myself wondering what is I wish in my heart of hearts to see to come from these days of revelry. Bring me glory, Mars! Pay their entry fee to me. Thank you. There's a little money coming in. Just pay up. Let me go to tourney grounds again. As I prepare for my upcoming match, I spot Antipatra hailing with me by waving a handkerchief around, offer me a favor. I feel fortunate to earn their support and affection. I had to take this favor to signify my interest in the realm of courtship and chivalry. Each equipped favor slightly increases the chance of winning. Oh, she's a pretty good physician, actually. So that has happened to each and every one of us. So, inventory artifact. Fine wool glove, decorative inspirational quotes. Yeah, I'll take it, Antipatra. The very mention of your name is a rock I cling to in stormy seas. I'd be blessed if I could feel your lips touch mine. That I've made no touch of the divine, my darling Babaeus. These lines are a big reflection of my feelings here. I will do anything to prove my loyal affections. Well, knowing that he's, he being Babaeus, he's a deviant, I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't mind to lay with a pretty nice looking woman. So I was like, you flatter me, my lady. But I got a tournament to focus on. 4 intimate guests arrive. The Strategos and another Admira. Suleimanid, my friend! Hey. Maybe I should go to an artisan's quarters for this. More enemy guests arrive. The Kuramite is here. And a man from Georgia, Kadvili. I find Epithet cutting a piece of cloth. A couple of tables have been disposed of the display's work. The stockings, the head coverings, hoods, sleeves. Opposite a hearth lightly burns. Are you looking someone to adorn your attire, my lord? I could see that it also brought certain artifacts from the capital. If I may, I always wanted to examine the Harran master's work. Bright feather. Because of my triumphant tent. Some banners will encourage the audience to cheer for me. Because I want to do everything that I gotta win. I got to. Because again, the reason I hold this tournament in the first place is just something to prove to myself. Arrayed around the sand, shirtless contestants warm up their bouts as Harran announces the contest commencement. Some of the competitors rub dirt on themselves, out for oils, all looking for a scant advantage in the coming bouts. The wrestling qualifiers have come to an end. It is clear will be put forward to the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd cheers leave no question as to the favorites. For my first bout, I've been paired against my fellow contestant, Wali Murad of Gaza. Uh-oh. Clear's done some exercise, whereas for me, I have not. But they say I'm the favorite, so I don't know if I'll win the wrestling, but when it comes to swordplay, I'll have to think about it. So I'll gain this traits, for starters. So the other ones, I'll do a Saino against Mufti Masood, while the Ashraf against Pasha, Shah Dost, my courtier, against Adil. I'm ready. I vow to myself that I win the contest in this tournament. Can't help but considering a less fair approach to securing a prize in the wrestling competition. I'm sure my opponents would do the same. If they only had the idea. Who knows, maybe they already have. This is no way to win. I'm a compassionate man. Disjointed. As I disengage from a brief clinch of Murad, I catch her by surprise and grab her by the neck. Completely unprepared, Murad's neck audibly cracks from the impact, the force causing him to scream in panic. The crowd erupt, and the roused tears quickly die down as whisper confused as I loosen my grip. In the moment my arm had made contact, a sickening pop signaled all that it was not well, and a pain juddering through my finger confirms that some manner of dislocation. Murad is still gathering himself. If I react quickly, perhaps. Oh, hell. I fear, on my other hand, I might still be able to witness. The crowd bays as I stagger forward to confront my opponent again. I cover away the red from my forehead and consider right so far. Musing about when my finger popped out of its socket. About us, so close. So close! One mistake by either of us could end an instant. This is all luck now. Keep it simple, keep it safe. ragged breathing of both of us fills the air as we scramble to take each other down. Finally, one hooked foot around the other proves pivotal. As we tumble to the ground, stunned for an instant, we recover to realize that we are both on our sides. Then instantly start straining to gain advantage. Moments later, Red suddenly catches me off guard. As I try to regain my composure, he knocks me to the ground, pinning me in a vice-like grip. Struggle in vain, unable to break free, my judges call it in. I have lost. I was about to say, don't be that guy. I passed by default. I mean, as a compassionate man, I would just say confound it. Be a fair man. But since I'm the one who runs the damn thing, and that guy, plus he broke my finger. I'm gonna be making excuses already. Am I gonna be that sore loser? I mean, I was a rowdy child, and I did say I wanted to prove to myself the world, but clearly this is not the way to do it. You're going in throughout the whole tournament with a dislocated finger. I don't think that's wise. I don't think that's wise at all. You can't be doing that all the time. And before I do that, go raid again. Head to there. Just for reference. Now, back to the tournament, as we all know that I've lost on. But then, do I really want to disqualify him for, beating me fair and square? I tried every advantage. He had a cruel upbringing, raised with distrust and cruelty, hates his parents. All parents hate him. Opinion of parents. All parents or just his? Has he ever done anything wrong in his life? Actually, you know what, I'll just play it nice here. I'm compassionate. I don't think I should be, out there with my dislocated finger. I'm not a sore loser. No way, no how. Masood, Murad, Pasha, and Adil reached semifinals. Shados got eliminated as well. The bout between Murad and Masood has been decided. Both contestants made a good showing of their skill, but ultimately, Murad decisively knocked Masood to the ground. He's in the final, that man. Fine contest. And Adil, this man here, a deviant, but also robust. These two will face each other. Ragged read from both of them fills the air as they scrambled to take each other. Finally, one hooked around takes pivotal and then toppled to the ground. Stunned for an instant, they recovered to realize they were both on their sides. And instantly they start straining to gain advantage. The bout between Adil and Murad has been decided. It was closely fought, but in the end, Adil firmly pinned Murad and was declared the winner. Well, he was robust. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Unless certain other skills that may help them along the way. Fine contest. He wins the dang thing. Trumpets sound, crowds clear, competitors begin to assemble. Contest is over, and someone's moment of sun's being ready. As the herald steps forward, a voice murmur crossing. After many trials, some tribulations above us, some truly spirited competition. Minnow beat Walling Miranda in the final. Idol's our winner. I must put more effort next time, think to myself. Watching the biggest videos. There'll always be next time. At least wrestling's good for the health. Should consider doing that every time. Now it's going to take a number of days to get it all set up again. I gotta get better next time. Gotta keep trying, man. Lively noise making the discovered improvised scene. Settled by the local peasants, where two burly wrestlers are putting on a show. They trade blows, weave, duck, and circle each other till one of them makes a daring move. I call this one the Lucky Tower. Screams forward his opponent, slamming on the ground, making him yield immediately. Gazi, the benign and magnificent, victorious yet again. I should study their techniques. I'm inspired by the wrestlers. But I doubt that would help me. So this one's more in the sword play. Stop. Got a tent camp here. Tournament tales. A small crowds gather around a passion orienting in this. Is that the one? Yeah, it's there. They seem to be listening attentively. Personal glory is one thing, but true glory lies elsewhere. Your family's your strength. Without them, you are nothing. Reminds me of when my first child, Hanuno, a beautiful girl, was born. Almost half an hour passes, but it feels like mere seconds. She sure knows how to spin a tale. This will help me in the upcoming contest. Some inspiration. See, it just increased. Now I have excellent aptitude, but what good would that do? Where are they now? Oh, you just barely left. I forgot it takes time for them to gather around as they'll be heading there. They'll probably arrive by the time this tournament's over. Boisterous revelry. Food and drink is abundant during the tournament. So there's a line to the attendees. 3 peasants in particular who seem to be sharing what it looks like an entire kegati. Getcha for that flop dodo. One spotter strongly, liberally throwing a stick at his neighbor. Gazi, I am sorry. The victim covers his face, deflecting the attack. Help me, Ismat. You're on your own there, Eli. Eliza exclaims down an entire mug in one big gulp. Disgusting. Thank you for paying the entry fee for coming in every time. So I wasn't cut out for wrestling, but I'll see if I'll do better with sword. The contestants marching on the field, taking their place around the sparring cloth as the herald announces the contest commencement. The squared off ring is being looked over in the background. Rattled and shaken to ensure no gives should a contestant crash into it. The duel offers qualifiers come to end. His crew will be put forward according to the stands. The varied pitch as the volumes of the crowd cheers leave no question as to theirs. For my first bout, I've been paired against my Eshwar, Shadost. You may be robust, but I'll take it easy with you, old man. Tell him to resign. That's a bad thing to do. So, as I was saying against Bashar, Bashar against Murad, Masood against Adil. I am ready. The screeching chorus of metal on metal rings, not as 2 blades scrape down at each other's lengths. Sparks glitter as they fall to the ground. I look for advantages, thinking back when I'm winning this fight by some margin. I need to hold it together for a few moments more. We advance upon each other once more. We're both battered, both tired. There can only be one winner. Come then, let us fight. My overhand swing is deflected aside. I evade the answering blow. Weapons clash together once more, parrying and thrusting as the crowd cheers and gasps. Neither of us can find an opening. I sense a win and rush to clear before Shadost recovers. Withers under my flurrying blows. barely keeping form with his guards, until at last he steps away, yielding. The judge is calling in. I have won. Victory. Poems. Amira Babaeus of Al-Harrani, Abdul Hussein of Mustazarid, Mufti Masood of Al-Anbar, and Wali Murad have reached semi-finals. Next bout will be against Mufti Masood. He's had a wicked hangover. I'm glad I didn't join in that revelry. He had a wicked hangover, Charles had bad omens, and he's obese. But he's a wrestler. Because wrestling is healthy. You should do that more often whenever you're feeling bad. I can do this. It happens a split second as our blades clash thunderously. The hilt of my sword slips past, smacking off the back of my sword hand, reeling backwards to gain space. I clutch at my hand with my free one, sword simply held limply in front of me. Throbbing pain radiates up my arm as I wriggle my fingers curiously. It appears to be not heavily damaged, as if all but the inspectionist triggers I weave backwards to avoid a blow from the advancing muscle. He grins, clearly seeing an advantage, sends another blow just past my flank. I simply can't dodge through. My hand will need to be doubled one way or another. And by the way, I got a bad dislocated finger. Oh, hell. Whatever happens, do not back down. Switch a two-handed stance might assuage some of the pain, but it won't help if my hand is actually damaged. My injured hand gives out. Screeching course of metal rings out as two blades scrape down each other's lengths, sparks glittering as they fall to the ground. I look for revenge, just thinking back when I saw an opportunity to use my hand during the other hand during Duel. I won in this fight by some margin, just needed to hold it together for a few moments more. We advanced upon each other once more. We were both battered, both tired. There can only be one winner. Come then, let us fight. My overhand swing is deflected aside. I evade the answering blows. The weapons clash together once more. Parrying thrusts as the crowd cheers and gasps. Neither of us can find an opening. I set to win. I rush to claim before my sword recovers. The inverters under my flaring blows barely keep it form with his guards. Till last steps away, yielding. Judges called in. I have won. Way to go. About between Wali Murad and Amir Abdul Hussein would decide. After an unsatisfyingly one-sided bout, no one was surprised when Murad was declared the winner by Rasanic judgment. Murad is to the final. Ah, Murad ibn Abu Jafar of Gaza. We meet again. So all that stands to mean victory. Will he be a two-time winner, or will be like you win the wrestling, I win the duel? Or will he be a two-time winner? I can actually do this. You're the one to give me this dislocated finger. Come, let us fight. Oh, so my overhead swings to fuck side is ready. The answering blow. Wipes clash together once more. Parry thrusts his crowd cheers and gas. Neither of us can find him. My sense of when I rush to corner before Moran recovers. I catch the strong of his blade with the last of the quick string of blows, breaking his grip and sending the weapon spinning into the dirt. The judges called in. I have won. Victory. Actually won the dang thing. The trumpets sound, the crowd clamors, the competitors begin to assemble, the contest is over. Someone's moment in the sun's being ready. The herald steps over, the voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above else, a truly spirited competition, Amir Babaeus beat Wali Murad in the final. Babaeus is our winner. Truly, there is none in Dermudar that can match this guy. I've proven my worthiness beyond doubt. So I'm a better swordsman than wrestler. So I want some money, some gifted duelist, and I will receive a very good prize, we can all assume now. Now we go to Artisan's quarters again. Browsing the wares on display in a tailor shop, I spy a carefully wrapped package among the piles of garments and sundries. The tailor happily opens me, after carefully untying the leather bindings to reveal an exquisitely embroidered crest, the Albazib crest. That's Abu Wahad's caravan master. I'll say lovely. I want the Harranian crest. Just get a little bit of renowned game. Still moving. The sun comes down on the final day to turn, and the mass crowds begin to disperse. I find myself ruminating over the results. Adil was a downable opponent as they took first place in the wrestling. My superiority with the blade had taken me home the prize of Duel. I fulfilled my goal of winning the contest. I look forward to the next one. Perhaps a few words given on the host. The holding of Alcantara got bolstered garrison for 10 years. Because of the recent influx of the Terran contested business given the local forces ample opportunities for recruitment and practice. Words bring me some acclaim. On the way back home now. I didn't look at the prize. I know it's a prize bridge. The independent ruler and romance scheme power up. Those Glorian vessels will like it. This artifact is higher than masterwork rarity, and you cannot destroy that artifact for piety. So this means a lot. Now let's get some more money by raiding. Yeah. Alright. I just had to look up some things, so I was quiet for a moment. You, come in here. I know you're in a dungeon right now, but you're a good level-headed Persian. Watch your step now. So we'll be raiding these parts in these areas that's been raided previously. So now my priorities start making some money for the grand wedding, but I'm not going to make it a very expensive wedding like long ago. Just only when it's absolutely reasonable. At first, I thought a simple footman a fool into stepping onto a training field. Although Gregor seemed no threat at first, it quickly became clear that he would be unable to stop his wild and vicious strikes from hurting me. Disarming him suddenly became a matter of life or death. I tried not to show my relief when his sword finally hit the ground. No wonder, you're possessed! This peasant and my soldiers will get a lecture on honor. Come in anyway. You done? Okay. So we just gotta wait for the culture to be promoted to replace the Assyrians of Avakabo with Syriacs. Even though we're both the same people, it's just there's different means culturally. We speak a different dialect. One would think, right? You can actually convert a little more just to expel the minorities out of here, but there's no need for that, no need to call for that. So go over there and then convert those who are Orthodox Christians over there into Harranians. Over here. Thank you. Not to mention to get it under control. Lord Babaeus, my benign Lionheart, says Antipatra, the wife of Andreas, is kneeling in the dust before me, right hand above her heart. My only desire is to bring you honor and happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love to you? For once, I want a preferred companion. None of my predecessors ever had pets. I thought of it long and hard, my dearest Antipatris, as he gently places his basket with us. What would a perfect companion for such a clever and independent creature be? Then it hit me. Nothing would fit you better than a cat. She moves a blanket covering the basket, revealing a little kitten. It looks up at me with its big copper eyes and begins to purr. I'll take it. Such good of you. Alright. You know cats are popular in the Middle East. It makes sense around here. I don't know what the Syriacs view on these pets. I mean, as I don't know about that much extensively. As the cat rests in my lap, contentedly purring, I wonder what I should name him. Something historical, something Lily's proud for, something to describe the soothing feeling I experience when I scratch my ear. Oh, I know, I will name him Paws. Now pet it! Pet the paws. Time to take a deep breath and find my trusted four-legged companion paws. Some people say that cats are evil and selfish creatures, but no matter how tough life gets, I know he'll always be there for me. I find Paws outside, strutting around the yard. As soon as he spots me, he meows and saunters over, rubbing up against my leg. We spent many minutes crouched by his side, petting him and scratching him under the chin. When I stand back up again, I feel lighter and have more time. Thank you, my friend. I know it doesn't lose much stress, but every little bit helps. Independence faction. Do you want to leave Armenia? So we set an ultimatum. So it's these two areas that wish to leave. I mean, I would join too to get away from them so I can expand this way. Well, actually get that part and then down to this way, and I'll be in a better position to get this. And maybe, you know, I know armies are raised, but since we're organized pagans, I think we do have the ability to fight it in holy wars, correct? Well, we don't know because we're raiding right now. So we can't be thinking of such things. A group of Syriac Harranian peasants moved from Conricos to Dusa. Alright. Disillusioned faction. So now Dusa's got a large minority of Harranians. Now, disillusion would sound like a... Well, that may be a realistic idea. You know, Amid wants to destroy the realm of the Liege. Does that mean you're destroying title of Armenia? To speak, but the real question is, will anybody else join? Because it keeps growing by the day. Now it's grown too powerful. What caused you to come up with a disillusioned faction? I mean, he's feeling fine. He's well aware and he's awake. Has it grown too big? I mean, the realm is due to split soon. Whenever he passes away. If war breaks out right now, I will not join. Keep going. It'll take a few more years. Three months! Oh, they fortified it very well. When I sent out an invitation to a dance, I was looking forward to an evening of good company and frivolous fun. Instead, I find myself stuck in a dreadful conversation with my vassal. My deepest apologies. This urgent situation needs your attention. Familiar voice belongs to none other than Antipatra. She wakes me, she gestures for Elijah that could follow. A useful but unpleasant subterfuge. Student of intrigue. Does this capital have hill forts? Yes. Today, a learned number of people from the local staff committee paid me a visit in order to give my court an interesting lecture on their traditional beliefs, principles, customs, literature, and history. Across the Silk Road, the exchange of ideas and cultures is nothing new. After all, though much of the information went over my head, I learned some interesting things, and hope this experience can help me further connect with ancestry from the steppes of Central Asia and Siberia. Today was a productive day for sure. Just some minor inspiration from the Silk Road civilization. Thank you very much. So now you got 3 years to get that grand wedding set up, but I will not be spending as much excessively at that. It's like the last time. Woke up today with sore limbs, experiencing VIET, persistent cough with an extreme lack of energy. Probably just a passing ailment. There's always an nagging possibility of being something far worse. Hopefully everything will be alright. Great news. 4 years. Everything's more expensive in the new era, especially someone of this title. It's sent an ultimatum in 5 months. A disillusioned faction might be likely. But does he have any allies? 1. But that's from, you know, that's from what was left of Egypt when they originally ruled this world. When legacy takes shape, do not all men pass even a great day admired, no matter his wealth and treasure acquired. It is rare enough for men to admit that their deeds leave those after split. So I kept my thoughts to myself, so I was going to make it no much longer. Who set up my vassal? I don't know how quite the true feel about this. I think it matters little to me, if we were honest. Because I got my other priorities. As Paul's approaching yet another dead rat, I could do nothing but praise him. The castle has never been this free of rodents before. Keep up the good work. Huge health boost due to being it rat-free. Okay, raid this and then that to please it, then that's it. Come back. Once you're done converting the Harranism, you need to fabricate a claim on Amida. Yes, I said Amida. But however, the disillusioned faction war is going to begin. It's only one person that's going to do it, though. And the Assyrian Sunni populace from within may also join in on that as well. Okay, raid one more area, then. Although that means war will begin without me. And I'll have to steer clear. Stop! Alcott's Jerusalem. Horse race and archery. You are spending a lot of money for this. You have to leave it in 51 days. What? The Pope is actually holding a tournament himself. Board game and duel. Held in Palo. And held in Al-Quds. That's Jerusalem. Oh. Okay, I'll be there. This is going to be interesting. Yes, the old Persian. He's good, but the speed doesn't contribute much, unfortunately. But he'll have to do. So, get the mercenary guards. And bring out the Silk Road merchants. That means war will break out once I try to return. So after that's done, go pay a little visit to down there. Go a little bit sightseeing. And yeah, I'll be heading to the place of Baalbek where my father died. And then Antioch. And then home. So it'll be 7 months. Well, more than that because of the tournament. Oh, how long that's going to take. That'll cost you 42. But it'll be worth it. Persian mercenary. and Mozarab, hunchback Silk Road merchant. There's plenty of time. I'll be back. War is about to break out. Raid continues, and will be bringing a large amount of money, with little to no danger in the travel. And hopefully make some more cash along the way in these Silk Road merchants. After a long day of travel, the horizon starts to bleed into the warm colors. Take a moment to pause, close my eyes, and be careful. My caravan master Zachariah screams, pointing at the dry lands beyond the path we follow. What looks like a small road to run into the wild. And after a brown figure is easy to recognize. It's my cat! Pet search delay. Make things slower. Paws are smarter than all of us. They'll find a way back. It's a bad thing to do, but knowing myself, fine day like this, the weather's fine. The pastures of Karyatan look great, and the local livestock are positively jumping and cheering around their own gutterman. Cows are walking next to their mothers, therefore shiny and clean. Overall, the place is very competently run. Oh, I noticed a couple of oddities I would manage with the local patriarch. Courtiers, fine morning to you, my lord. Are these beauties not a sight to behold? I'm sure Wally could take care of his own pastures. Once more, the road is dangerous, so for safety, we have to settle for the night. While others set up a camp, I watched Froxan picking up another unknown fruit. I admire your curiosity, Froxan. That smile as he gives me a mischievous look, said Universe. I'm sorry, Quince. I can't help myself. It tries to sink its teeth to the fruit. Just let him eat it. Yes, I'm cynical. Krieger eats the money in mine. We got the bishop. They won't pay for him now. Alright, lads, go home. There you are. It doesn't take much to attract the groundling and broken twigs. Paul sits over the leaf litter, licking his brown paws from the blood of his victim. The squirrel's almost unrecognizable next to him. Are there squirrels in Syria? Ha! I knew you'd be successful. Well done. I've seen the world and beheld many wonders in my travels, but I've never beheld such beauties as the ones I've seen in Dora. Truly, so many women are cut above all else from the rest. One particularly fascinating special has taken my eyes lately. A peasant woman by the name of Zara. A pretty little sweetness. She's far too pleasing to mind to spend her days slaving away. She must be by my side forever because, you know, he's a deviant. So, she'll be my woman. Concubine. Basically, while I'm still betrothed. As we trek through Duel, our caravan stopped at a clearing bordered by a spiny shrub. I proceed toward the commotion to find Zachariah and Gregor having an irate row. I'll have no more of your idiocy, you cold-hearted sycophant. Zachariah stamps his foot in the gravel. You're the one who went on the star journey screen. Are we there yet? At every crossroads, Gregor retorts. Come now, surely you two can make amends. I convince him to settle differences. Seems our caravan's become lost in these forelands. Zachariah's been trailing us now for hours, and though he last swallowed his pride and asked for directions, does not appear to be an expert speaker. Unfortunately, I'm fluent in Arabic. Almost there. Here we are. We're here. So, first this horse race and the other's archery. Crud. I'm no good with either. It's non-existent. May not yet qualify, but get to work on it. This event again. Must take a lot of preparation to do this. So you know, for horse racing, that means I have to bring my horse. I don't have to necessarily ride on it, do I? It's something I only did once way back when in my practice runs. But I'd like to win something in the tournament. And I'm no good at archery either. I studied the others' techniques, so I gained a bunch of experience about it. So I'm studying. Don't you worry. Visit tent. What's revelry? Oh, this again. Disgusting. That's all I gotta say about that. Keep training in the turning grounds. That would be for the best. Be a man. I greet the venom as they wander past me. One straggler behind the rest makes me pause, spinning on my heel. I call after the figure. They are clad in its shapeless, ill-fitting armor, their eyes wide and clear, terrified beneath the helmet. Something isn't right here. Step forward, I rip off the helmet before they have a chance to react. Standing before me, looking around furtively to see if anyone else knows, is none other than a woman, just as an esquire, nonetheless, planning to compete as esquire. You know, women are allowed to compete in horse races, just not archery. In case you didn't know that. Halima, who's Egyptian, sexual, it kind of makes sense with that kind of personality. Or I could just tell her to get the hell out of here. Do you know what? I could do this service to someone like you. You're just not the kind of service you would think of. Oh, she's coming over. How'd you like to be my concubine as well? Because, you know, you look like you're pretty good at your craft. Let's take her in. Me being a deviant, of course he would be that guy. He doesn't have lustful trait, but he just these temptations kind of strong for him. You don't know what it's like. It'll be too late to visit any locale by the time it begins. 2, 1, stop. So, the finest horses in Philistine, ordained in the colors of the owners, led around them they've done, as the herald announces the contest commencement. The riders mill around as they wait for the beast to run, some stretching, some eyeing each other up. My fastest horse, Head Priest, has not gone unnoticed by breeders and gamblers. That's the name of my horse, Head Priest. Well, my father, no, I don't have a father, well, my guardian is the Head Priest. So it's interesting to have a name that as such. But they say that I'm the favored contestant. Oh, I would like to make a bet. My horse is all set, of course, but the base is nothing without a capable rider to control it. As a result, I find myself with 3 potential riders before me, all clamoring for the honor of being allowed to represent me. First is my Esquire Gregor, a fair candidate considering his experience of handling horses in his profession. The last one is a complete stranger to me, a local band, no Otsarg, but goes by as Sofola. You really want to trust Gregor? Zachariah? You know how to ride horses? You've been traveling. How about you? Or even you? Oh, let's go, Gregor. I trust the man. Everybody's worse than Head Priest, so I'll just say, hey, this is no way to win. Figuring out the bouquet of the tower's dim light, I ponder the stream of odds. There's just shouts over the heads of mill hunters. Amir Kumarwaya's mare. Mystery Thunder, Egyptian Thunder, is the favorite. 4-1 for the Egyptian Thunder. I'll just say my best horse, Head Priest, can win. I watch the horses pound past the stands, absorbing the smell of kicked up dust, the sound of hollering crowd, the deep pounding of many hooves. I intently follow my mare's Head Priest and the rider. Jimmy the coin I stand going. Come on, Head Priest. Final lap. The horses continue to thunder around the course. The remaining riders are sawing these reins to urge them faster. It's been an eventful race already, I think. Remembering when I cheered my rider on with Wild Abandon. There's only one more lap to go. I lean over the edge down and shout down on my rider as the pack passes. This is going to be stupid of me. I'll say, hit him in the face. Nothing happens. My rider's ploy worked. My horse surges forward as they round the final bend and home straight. Only moments to go now. My horse is bolting free of the chasing pack. If it can hold off my rivals, we'll win. The crowd reaches crescendo. The riders urge their steeds in unison. The finishing line looms. Ploy worked. No, it didn't. No, it did not. It did not. My horse, Head Priest, crosses the line as the crowd erupts, followed closely by Wali Mirza's Al-Murtajiz and Amir Murad's Storm. Murad of Gaza? No, different. Head Priest didn't even please. I have to be better prepared next time. I've proven my worthiness beyond doubt. Actually won. Gained the champion racehorse. She'll travel faster. Way to go. Stop right there. I'll now have to prepare for the archery. Right, something that I'm totally not good at. We'll get to work on it. They stand assembled for today's training. 10 days later, Gregor and myself stand before all. That's right, what you do not know, ask humbly to be taught, Together we represent the Emir. Let us together prepare our glories. Command us. Watch our opponents. Learn their weaknesses. Remember that. Maybe I ought to go pay a visit to the closest settlement in Al-Quds. A visit to Al-Quds was exactly what I needed to relax before the contest. As I promenade through the streets, I see local children emulating about, using sticks, their weapons, and yelling, "For the honor of my house!" Motto. I stopped to admire one of the most prominent buildings, proudly standing in the middle of the square. As I expected a bit closer, I quickly noticed some ancient inscriptions. Wait, is that Latin? Or... we must keep learning from them. Yeah, increase the development around here. This is where we live and dine it. Back to the tuning grounds, keep training. If I want to be better at archery, which is again, a thing I'm not good at. New hire. Squires laugh and joke while they polish helms and mail. One of them snorts hard to sound like a pig, and the rest soon imitate him. They loiter nearby. Among these I spot Wali Adnan's court council. Their skills were greatly praised, and her name resonates as one of the possible victors. I could convince her to join my council. She's a court physician. I do not wish to offend him. I got better court decisions at home. I was about to say, why are you out of the contest? What'd you do? Before we get back here, where are my raiders? Almost home. They'll be there in 2 months. A varied crowd of contestants know about the VIETs, comparing bows and trading tales of their finest shots. The creak of bows and twang of the strings carry far, punctuating the hubbub. Smell of raisin wafted through the still air. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. This could be a good sign or a bad one. I'll place the bet again. I'm the archery favorite? Guess they've been paying attention to me to watch me training. Or maybe it's my hat. I'll bet on myself again. Rest in peace, Servat. Good old woman. Dusk begins to draw in slowly and steadily as the competition continues, a snapping of strings instead of staccato rhythm. I lay on my bow, considering half this contest taken so far, such as when the competition begins to draw to a close, and arrows continue to fly into and past the months. But if I'm to make any impact on proceeds from here, I must act now. With this wind, this trajectory should suffice. My shot flies true, but agonizing, not quite as true as I thought I would want to. It thuds into the target, not only around the edge, but it's not going to do me any harm. Probably won't do much good either. I am winning. This victory is so close, only a few more arrows are remaining for each competitor. Hands at hand. Okay, it worked. Let's see who wins here. Trumpet sound, crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble. Contest is over, and someone's moment of sun being readied. Herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, as well as some truly spirit competition, we have final three. In third place, the gutsy Emir Samir. Coming a close second, Amir Muaz. And of course, that leaves our victor, Amira Babaeus. I win. Two-time winner. So, gained Mary Ann. Way to go! I'll win 2 prizes this time. Right. Now, let me go pray at the temple. I take a moment to myself in a small temporary Harranian allotment. I'll do let taste stand in respectful disjoy. Pondering the presence of the gods, I find myself wondering as I wish, in my heart of hearts, to see the comfort of these days of revelry. Let me find inner peace. Yes. I have won the prize bow. There it is. New weapon. So this will cause, and also won the prize brute. Which again, that will be useful when I'm married, when I get back. So, I had the finest name of any in the archery, and my horse finished first in the horse racing. Thank you very much. Says champion racehorse Marianne. I won this and I won that. As much as I like that sword, but this bow is going to be my weapon. An excellent palm self bow, strung with a hemp fiber, useful in both hunting and war. Awarded to Amir Babaeus by Amir Rational for winning the archery contest. So this is new. This ancient plaque here is also new. I'm bringing home this. Advantage in drylands. Definitely using that right now. What the? Fine Corpus Hermeticum. That old book. You can have all the learning lifestyle when you increase it. So now it's time for me to return home so we can end this episode. Oh god, here it is. Disillusion War. I will remain loyal. This is Patra. Our journey is violently interrupted by the sound of tearing flesh and gnashing jaws. Desperate cries of a man's about to meet his end. The noise is so horrific it must have come from the depths of the underworld. We're trying to source to find the desperate swallow struck at a wild lion. His blade wedged between the beast's jaws, but his grip's beginning to falter. This man deserves my help. I beat the lion. Well, of course I do. I got a bow. Get away from there. Oh, goodness, look how large her army is compared to mine. This is why you gotta bring allies for this. Because she's got all the land to herself. She's leading it. One thing I noticed as Pastor Al-Karak is that every other side is practically laughing at my latest attempts at logical argument. Then again, I do want philosophy culture, so I should learn more about how their culture works. Oh, traveling through these sometimes harsh environments has vigor effects, at least in my state of my mind and vigor. Glad Soren, however, does not appear to be doing quite as good. Her movement is labored, her breathing is heavy, and spontaneous bursts of coughing ripple through her body. It's clearly not well. I think I know a cure. Cure. Stick to initial agreement. 34. They're not coming after my land. Just visit some landmarks. Maybe on the way. I guess it's gonna be you. Because you're the powerful vassal here. Going through the place where Sinan died. Oh, wasn't present. So my concubine is a child, so I should be overjoyed. It's acting strange, can't shake if something's wrong. Well, not there. I don't have an antiquarian. What? Neither is a physician. You're skilled at this. And you don't have an antiquarian either. Logging into this discreetly. Seems my fears been unfounded despite every effort upon my spies. I found no indication that she has been unfaithful. Bit ill though. Unfortunately, she found out my suspicions is very disappointing. Of course I trust you along, my dear. What are you talking about? Well, actually, she's been traveling with me all along. New region. This is home to a famous way shrine that I happened to be passing by today. Locals tell us that it isn't uncommon for travelers to spend even a few days praying there. For it is said that doing so will ensure safe passage for one's journey. How much helpful praying this site would be? I should at least pay my respects to the one while here. Say a quick prayer to move on. We're almost home. And we'll end the episode right then and there. You just want her back? No, man, no. No, you can't just say that. That's not ransoming. Should ask for release. Okay, we're home, and that'll be the end of this episode. So we will continue to convert the religious and the culture of these here territories. And then after, when you get done converting, I'll see to if I can fabricate a claim for the county of Liva, if I admit, knowing how important it is. And at the same time, Armenia is in a bit of a trouble. But it is bringing allies from abroad, so who knows? Just be glad I did not join this faction here. And among other things that I will do in the meantime. So we'll see you in the next episode, but until then, so long for now.